Saturday, January 4th, 1 o'clock in the afternoon European time, 7 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast, early, uh, 3 o'clock in the afternoon in Moscow. Artbene live streams Cinderella's New Year's Ball, a musical fairy tale with organ, spoken word, harp, and sand animation. If you don't know about live sand animation as an art form, I recommend you check it out. It's magical. I can, I can't talk about everything when I'm doing these summaries or these live streams would last an hour and a half. But I can talk about what the things that I think are more interesting. And I really want you to check out. This is an example of sand animation from earlier this autumn, done by Lydia Miller, who is the sand animation artist for this concert as well. And what she's going to be doing is drawing these sand images, which then they also project on a big screen in the church, and which you see while it's going on, as the story of Cinderella is being told this time. And I have a picture showing you Lydia Miller herself at work. She works over a board like this, which is then, broadcast over onto a larger screen. And that's Lydia Miller. And I think we'll give you the link to her Instagram account. I just think it's adorable. And it makes for, it gives you an audio visual aspect to it. Lydia Miller says on her Instagram page, "I love life to tears." And I love artists who have that kind of sentiment. If you want to know where sand animation came from, it came from 1968, when Caroline Leaf, an undergraduate art student at Harvard, made a film called Sand using sand animation technique in it. And it is spread now. There's an article out there you can find about who are the top 10 sand animators, and they are from, here are the countries they're from: Egypt, India, Belarus, China, Ukraine, Israel, Albania, Hungary, Netherlands, and Canada. So check it out. What can I say? What would you say to an Alpine Atmosphere Christmas concert coming to you straight from Moscow? Is it possible? Yes, it is. When Alpine Horn specialist Arkady Shilkloper comes to town. And this will be Saturday at 6 o'clock European time, noon on the East Coast, 9 in the morning on the West Coast, 8 o'clock in the evening in Moscow, a Christmas tribute with organ and Alphorn, if that tempts you. Arkady Shilkloper is a specialist in the French horn, the Alpine horn, the pastoral horn, the corno de casilla, the flugel horn. He's a composer, arranger, jazzman, multi-instrumentalist. And this program aims at creating an atmosphere of an Alpine Christmas at the Roman Catholic Cathedral in Moscow, with works by Johann Sebastian Bach, Lebeck, Leopold Mozart, by Shilkloper himself, Balbastra, Irving Berlin, Ennio Morricone. Yeah, I know that's not classical, and others. And at the organ is not the cathedral organist, it's the Moscow Conservatory professor of organ, Mariana Vyotskaya. Arkady was born, he is an older guy, he's about late 60s now, born in 1956, started out a young pioneer. In those days, the communists were still running the Soviet Union, and went to military school and played music in the military school, came out, studied at the Gnesen Institute. He's got a record as long as your arm, playing both classical music, but also forming jazz ensembles again and again with musicians from all over the world, not with other Russian musicians, with musicians from Switzerland and Argentina and Peru, and things like that. So I think this looks to be a very interesting concert. He'll be playing that long Alphorn in the Roman Catholic Cathedral in Moscow in order to help create an Alpine atmosphere. Well, I tell you it will, bring in a couple of goats and things off the hillsides, and, you can, some straw for the manger, and you've got a great Christmas concert. Anyway, Those are the concerts Christmas concerts that you have coming to you this weekend. Thanks to Artbene and their great channel, constantly doing these live streams free of charge on YouTube.